Hey everyone, this is JD. I'm here with my beautiful wife Tasha,
Hi, everyone.
and we are today going to be doing a little bit different than we normally do. We're actually going to be ranking our 10 favorite movies that we saw in 2025. I guess we'll just kind of jump right on into it, shouldn't we?
I think we should, and I'm really curious to find out if our lists are anywhere the same because we haven't checked our lists together. So I don't know what his top 10 are, and he doesn't know what mine are. So this ought to be fun.
Yeah, and I can tell you right now, a lot of the movies we saw 46 movies last year in theaters or on streaming, but yeah, we didn't see many of the ones that most people have on their list. That's very shocking because I've seen top 10s for other film reviewers, and yeah, some of those movies didn't make our list because we just haven't got around to seeing them yet.
Yeah.
So one thing I'm gonna do when we're doing the reviews for this is that I'll list my number 10 first, and then if you have that same movie on your list that's higher up, we'll actually not talk about it until we get to your number for that movie.
Okay.
So let's say for example, number 10 was Megan 2.0, and you had it higher as number 5. We won't talk about it until we get to number 5. Obviously, it's not on our top 10 list.
Did not make the top 10. Just spoiler alert.
So that's kind of how we'll do it. And then when we get to number 5 on your list, we'll discuss the film. So I'm going to start off the bat right now. My number 10 was Final Destination Bloodlines.
That's funny because that actually is my number 10 as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so for me, I really like this movie. It is a sequel to the actual Final Destination movies. It was so much fun. It's been almost, 10 years or even longer, I think, since the last Final Destination movie. And I really did like Final Destination 5. So watching this one kind of just brought back more of that fun. It brought more back of the memories of watching the Final Destination movies. The cast was great in it. The deaths were kind of fun. A lot of practical deaths, which was really cool.
Yes.
So that's really neat. And why it's on my number 10 on my list. What'd you think of it?
Yeah, I thought it was a lot of fun. The entire time that I was watching it, I did not get bored. And
Yeah.
that's a big thing for me because I get bored really easily in movies. And I did not get bored. There was a lot of fun. And I did love the practical deaths. I thought those were fantastically done. And even that, so much so that afterwards, I went online and I watched a couple videos to see how they did some of the deaths. And I thought that was really cool. So, yeah, definitely cracked the top 10 at
Oh,
number 10.
that's awesome. Well, look, we're on the same page
Yeah.
already. High five. All right. So let's go ahead and talk about my number 9, which was Good Boy.
Okay. That did not make my list.
Did I make your list?
Nope.
All right. So now Good Boy was an actual little independent film. It is streaming on AMC Plus Shutter right now. But what this film was, it was just so amazing watching a horror movie from the perspective of a dog.
Yeah.
So you're watching through this dog's eyes as a really like a ghostly presence, something very evil is stalking him and his owner. And you know how they say dogs can see spirits and everything like that? This movie really brings it to life.
It did.
And that dog was amazing in the movie.
Yeah, the dog did a great job. Yeah, that definitely was a great movie. I probably would have put it in the top 10, but there were just a couple others that I liked just a little bit more. So it probably was number 11 or 12, somewhere in there.
Okay.
So close to 10, but no, didn't quite crack the top 10. But it definitely was a great movie. Nothing bad to say about it at all. Maybe a little slow at times.
Mm-hmm.
I think there were times that got a little bored. But at the end of it, it was a great movie, and definitely recommend watching it if you haven't seen it yet.
Definitely, yeah. I recommend you watch it. Just a little over an hour. So it's actually less than an actual feature length film. So like an hour and 10 minutes, I think it is, or about an hour. But yeah, makes the movie so good. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at what is your number 9 on the list.
So my number 9 is Predator Badlands.
And I actually have that a little bit higher on my list.
All right, so we'll
So,
hold off and talk about that one a little bit.
all right, so let's go on my number 8, which was Fantastic Four: First Steps.
This is where it's going to get interesting. Mine's just a little higher than that.
That one? Okay. So we'll go with your number 8.
My number 8 is The Long Walk.
And mine's a little higher than that.
Okay, this is going to be weird. Okay.
All right. My number 7 was How to Train a Dragon.
Okay, my number 7 is The Fantastic Four.
All right, so
now we can talk about the Fantastic Four. So, I put it at number 7 because, yeah, it was a great story. I did enjoy watching the movie. It was a lot of fun. It did feel Marvel-like because it was a lot of action, a lot of really good. What's the
like
word?
the humor and the family aspect of it.
Yeah,
Or heart.
absolutely. Lots of that. But also, it just felt like I don't know, it just felt like they were trying a little bit too hard to make it like a you know, normally I'd put a Marvel movie in a top 5. That's I think where I'm struggling right now because I want to put Marvel in the top 5
Yeah.
because I feel like it belongs there, and this one I just couldn't do that with, but it still holds true at 7 for me.
Okay. And I had it a little bit lower. I had number 8. And the reason why is that this was a brand new Marvel movie. The special effects were amazing. There was a lot of heart. I just felt like a lot of the characters got pushed to the side. I mean, we focused a lot on the Silver Surfer, on Galactus, but like the actual Fantastic Four, I didn't connect with them as much, and that's kind of why I'm like, eh. But like an overall movie, I really enjoyed it. But yeah, the whole rivalry between Ben Grimm and Johnny Storm, I did not feel that in the movie. There a little bit, but not enough in there. And they're like the first superheroes of Marvel Comics, and I just I didn't get that vibe that this was a new change in direction. So
Yeah. And also, I kind of thought that everybody was going to die at the end. I thought the planet was going to explode or
I
something.
yeah.
I really thought it was going to be a bigger ending, and it didn't have that like big magnificent ending that I kind of expected. So that was part
Yeah.
of it too.
Okay, excuse us for a minute. All right, so my number 6 is Predator Badlands.
Okay,
So
so I had that at number 9.
and number 9, okay. So why did you give it a lot lower on your list?
Because there were just other ones that were just a little bit better than that one, in my opinion. Like, I still feel like the Fantastic Four was just a little bit better than Predator Badlands. I did love Predator Badlands, though. So
Yeah.
don't get me wrong. So this top 10 list is really hard to do this year. I felt like there were a lot of really great movies. I did really like Predator Badlands, especially because I'm just now getting into the Predator franchise. I've only watched one other one before this,
And that was
and
Prey.
that was Prey, and that was a lot different than this
Yeah.
one. So I kind of went in there kind of confused because this Predator was so different than the
Yes.
one that was in Prey. Um, but I still really enjoyed the story. But just I felt like the Fantastic Four was just a little bit better, and I do have one in between them as well because it actually came in at my number 9.
So I had a little higher. So I actually did like a lot the whole aspect of having this predator who was a runt of the litter, and he was trying to prove to his family that he was actually a warrior, and he lived by the warrior code and everything that the predators lived by. And I like that little aspect. I like the change and scenery. We were on an alien world. We had a lot more crazier creatures. The twist in the movie, I kind of saw that coming a little
Yeah,
bit.
I did too. If you
I like
haven't seen it, we won't spoil it. But
no. We're gonna try to keep any spoilers out of here. All right, and I did like the fact that like Elle Fanning, who plays the robot from that's part of the Alien franchise, I like that whole aspect of the story.
yeah,
Like I said, the action was great.
it was.
It was a fun movie, and it actually like brought a whole new respect for like the Predator franchise, and I can't wait to see what they do going forward.
I'll take your word on that because I've only seen one other one, but I do agree. I thought it was great. It was definitely weird seeing those two back to back, but it was a great story. So
Yeah.
yeah, definitely a good choice. Yeah, it was hard for me to move that one to number 9, but it's interesting
Yeah.
where ours line up with that.
Yeah, I know. My so slight higher, so much higher on the
Mhm.
list. And what was your number 6?
So my number 6 was actually Wicked for Good.
That did not make my top 10
It
list.
didn't even make your top 10?
No, it
Well,
didn't.
I guess it kind of makes sense. I mean, I don't know. I really enjoy those kinds of movies. I really love musicals.
Mm,
And of course, I've just been following the Wicked franchise now for a long time, ever since even before it was really the first one even came out. I follow Ariana Grande on TikTok and
yeah,
stuff, so I've been watching her. So that is still, I know it had a lot of mixed reviews and a lot of people didn't really care for the second half of it. But Wicked holds a place in my heart because of well, we've seen that play
yes, we
together,
did.
and it's a really great play. And if you haven't seen it, please go see the play. Especially if you've seen the movie, you'd really appreciate the play. It's really really good.
Yeah,
But yeah, it just I still felt it. It was just kind of magical and good, so I liked it.
yeah. Like for me, like the second part of the story of the Wicked play and everything, it's a part that's kind of just forgotten, and I didn't feel like even watching the movie, I've forgotten most of it. I mean, we saw Wicked the first part
Yeah.
like twice, like 3 times in
Yeah.
theaters, and this one we saw it the one time. We may go see it when it's hit streaming, but there was like no rush to go out there and see it again.
I'll be seeing it again.
She probably will. But yeah, I just didn't like connect. It just felt rushed. I didn't connect with the characters as much. The music wasn't as good as the first one.
That's true. I'll
And
give you that. The music wasn't quite as good.
Mhm.
I did definitely appreciate the first one. They have all the good songs in the first
Yes.
one. Um, but I still appreciated it, but I respect that.
Yeah. And then there was that whole scene with the dance number with Jeff Goldblum and Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo just took me out of the picture. It happened so early in the movie, and it's like, all right, so let's go
We'll
on.
agree to disagree.
We'll agree to disagree. So we'll go to my number 5, and that is A Long Walk.
Okay, so I do have The Long Walk on my list. Mine is at number 8.
All right. So with The Long Walk, I actually like this one a lot. This is your dystopian future. I mean, you have a story about these boys who are basically put into a. So The Long Walk's actually number 5 on my list, and the reason why I have it so high on my list is because I like the whole story aspect of it being about this group of boys who are, they don't know each other, and you watch them like build these friendships as they're doing this task where they have to walk across, well, walk to the very last man standing, and they can't go to 3 miles per hour. They have to like keep a steady pace. They can't make any stops. They get 3 warnings or they get shot. It's such a brutal movie, and it comes from the director who did the final Hunger Game movies, so that's
Mhm.
kind of neat too. And I don't know, I like the whole like dystopian, like this whole history that this movie is building on. Man, you actually feel the emotions.
You do.
They did a great job with character development.
Yeah, I had a really hard time placing this one because of the same reasons. I ultimately placed it at number 8, so below Predator Badlands, but above Fantastic Four. Um, just because I just liked Fantastic Four a little bit better than it. That's really all. I mean, that's what it comes down to, you know?
Mhm.
The movie was fantastic. I have really nothing bad to say about it. Yeah, it does take a long time to kind of get through it. Of course, they're just walking. It kind of reminded me of The Lord of the Rings. A
Yes.
lot of walking. But they kept you interested and they did build the story. They built the characters so well that you do feel very attached to
Yes.
them. And when something happens, like the whole time you're watching it, you know only one person's going to survive because that's the whole point of it, you know?
Yeah.
And so the whole time you're watching it and you're like getting attached to all these different characters and you're like, God, I don't want to get attached to this person because
Yeah.
I know they're not, one of them's not going to make it, or something. But anyway, so it was really good. It definitely attached, to me, but just had to place it where I placed it.
Yeah. And with the ending of the movie, it just left you guessing like what really did happen. I like that aspect of the movie because you
It
don't
does.
know. It makes you rewrite the ending yourself.
It does.
All right. So we'll go on to your number 5.
So my number 5 is actually The Life of Chuck.
Okay. So this didn't make my list
What? Oh, that hurts my heart.
because I really did like this movie, but I had a hard time placing on this list. And like my next 4 movies are very much like they can be intermixed and interchanged. So this one just kept, I had on my list. I took it off my list. It just kept going back and forth.
Oh, yeah. No, I knew the moment I saw it, this was going on my top 5 list. It is such a good movie. I really connected with the movie. I appreciated the art of it and how it was done. It was just done so magnificently, and I really thought that if you take the time and really watch the story, from his perspective, it just, I don't know, you connect to it. So I connected to it a lot. Just I really enjoyed the movie. So number 5 for me.
Yeah, I mean, I really did like the movie. If it was on my list, it'd probably be number 11. There were some parts that I just couldn't get past, and that's the opening sequence. Um, like why that was there. And overall, I kind of understand the themes the movie was saying and what it was putting out there. So I know there were reasons behind it, but it really like you get this whole dramatic ending at the end of the world, and then you find out, oh, we're gonna go flashback to younger Chuck. So we're at Chuck's younger years, and yeah, I don't know, I just felt like there was something missing, a little oomph, and I think that's why it's not on my list,
And
my
I
top
get and
10.
I felt that oomph. And the whole time I loved the opening. The opening, I think it, like, I don't know, the opening, yeah, every time whenever I like was watching the movie, I kept reflecting back on that opening
Mm-hmm.
and that opening scene, and knowing what's going to happen at the end. It just made me love the movie that much more.
Like I said, this would have been on my list, but there were just so much better movies this year. It was really hard to put on my list.
Again, we'll agree to disagree.
Yes.
That's okay.
All right. So I'm gonna go with my number 4,
Hmm.
and it was weapons.
That did not make my top 5 or top
Really?
10.
I don't know who you are.
I
Well,
loved it. Now, don't get me wrong. I will say that again, and it's another one that would probably be like number 12 or something like that. It was very good, and I did appreciate the movie a whole lot. I don't have much just bad to say about it at all. It just didn't make it.
all right. So, well, with this one it was a movie that Zach Krieger, he did an amazing job with this movie. The horror aspect of this movie was amazing. I like the idea of doing the different storylines. So we follow one character, we watch their storyline, and then we watch another characters, and we see how those storylines intermixed, all the way till we get to the final storyline, which actually reveals the whole story.
Yeah.
You're like, wow, that's how all these characters are all intermixing. The acting was amazing in this movie. The scares were great. Um, they all did amazing performances in the movie.
Amazing performances.
And when they had that built up tension, that scares, and then it kind of cuts away, like it's gonna happen, and we're like, oh man, we gotta go wait and watch another person do some other scenes
Yep.
till we get back to that scene. I don't know, it was good.
But the ending, you gotta admit, was kind of weird.
No, the ending was great.
And there were a couple of weird things, like the gun that appeared over the house, the
Oh yeah,
weapon. Like they never really explained that. And I know you said like,
yeah. The directors had mentioned that he just had a nightmare with that in one time, and he had a dream about that, and that's why he put it in the movie because that's how your dreams work. They don't want to make sense sometimes,
Mhm.
and that's why he put that in there.
Yeah, but when I'm watching a movie, like I like it to make sense, and it didn't make sense to me. So I kind of hung on that for a while, and I kept thinking, why is this called Weapons? And eventually, I kind of figured it out a little bit, but it still is it was kind of a weird thing. So,
Yeah.
but overall, though, that's like I guess the only bad thing I would say about the movie. But I did love it, and I love every single actor in it,
Yes.
especially the aunt.
Yeah, and she just won the Critics' Choice Award for Best Supporting Actress too.
Yeah, she deserved it.
Oh, she is so great.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why I put Weapons as number 4 on my list.
Okay.
What's your number 4?
My number 4 is How to Train a Dragon.
Okay, so I had this on number 7 on my list.
Okay.
So why did you have it so high?
I loved that movie. I loved How to Train Your Dragon. So it reminded me so much of the animated movie. It was just almost the same, but with real people. And then the dragons looked real, and I love dragons. And so just the fact that it felt like I was immersed into that world for reals. And so for me as like a fantasy lover, that was great. So I love the actors. I fell in love with all the kids. Like they were just amazing. They did such a great job. Yeah, so I don't have enough good things to say about it. I thought it was wonderful, so that's why.
So I really like the cartoon, so the animated movies. I love that one a lot. It has all the hits all the right notes and everything. And this movie is pretty much a carbon copy of that movie. There's a few differences here and there, but for the most part, it's the same movie.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I have it so low because I really like the animated movie so much. And I mean, this one didn't bring too much new stuff to the lore or to the storyline, and I think that's why I kind of just have it so much lower. But man, it was a good movie. The music is amazing. The special effects are amazing. The spectacle of it is just great. And I mean, yeah, it's just a fun movie to watch overall.
It was so fun. It was so fun. I definitely had a blast. So.
And now I want to go ride the ride at Universal Studios and see the little baby dragons.
Stay tuned. We'll probably have a video doing that
Later. Future. So coming up number 3 for me, I have Superman.
Oh, I have Superman higher than that.
That one? Okay, so what's your number 3?
My number 3 is Avatar.
Avatar: Fire and Ash.
Mm-hmm.
That did not make my list at all.
No, it didn't make it at all. Wow. No. Again, there's a theme. I like dragons. And
blue
they
people.
have blue,
Water.
Water, yeah. No, the story was amazing. I am very immersed in the story of Avatar and just the continuation of it. And I think it also helped that we had watched the second movie before we went and saw this one, and that really helped just continue it because it literally picks up where the last one left off. And so you just continue on with that story. You feel the heartbreak right out of the gate from what happened in part 2. You just pick right up from there, and it's right there. It's just raw and real, and it's beautiful. It's just one of the most beautiful movies. And we also saw it in IMAX 3D. And again, another, like, I guess that kind of is an advantage on its part because I was immersed in the movie and it was great. So yeah, definitely my top 3 movie.
Yeah, no, this one just didn't hit my list because it is very similar to the other Avatar movies. I do like the other Avatar ones, and like my wife said, is she liked the fact that it continued from part 2, and this did feel like one giant movie with part 2, and it just didn't hit all the marks like part 2 did. I felt like it repeated itself a couple of times, especially with Jake Sully and his son, and the whole dynamic is like they thought they resolved it in part two, and then went back to it in part three. I mean,
That poor child.
yeah.
I felt so bad for him.
And then you had the Whalers guys who were like, it was the exact same scene from part two. They did it again in part three.
It was.
There was a lot of repeats, and that's why I just like, oh man, we kind of already saw this already, and that's why it's not anywhere on my top 10 list. It just didn't like hit the mark for me. But like I said, special effects are
Mm-hmm.
amazing. The look of it's amazing. The
Mm-hmm.
3D was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
just being in that world is amazing.
Yeah, it is.
But it, yeah, overall, the story just didn't do it for me.
That's okay. It's okay. It did for me.
All right, so on number two on my list, I have Sinners.
I don't have Sinners on my list.
Ugh.
I know. I know, and I struggled with that because so we listen to a lot of, film critics and we watch a lot of YouTubers that talk about it and it's been in every single person's top 10 list and
Yeah.
I liked the movie, don't get me wrong. I thought it was great, but I don't know, it just didn't hit me like it did with everybody else. And the funny thing is, I love vampires. And so you would think that I would love this
Mm-hmm.
movie,
Yeah.
and I love music and you would think that I would love this movie, but there was something about it. It just didn't really hit me.
Really? Now, this one, I just love the story they told. The cast did an amazing job. The whole story about this vampire like virus thing that follow all the lore of the vampires. You can't let them. They can't come into the building unless you invite them in. You want to learn more about this Irish vampire who came out of nowhere. I mean, there's so much subtle hints like that. There's so much like kind of history that's raw in the movie. The whole aspect of music, bringing these people together,
Yeah.
and these two twin brothers, and how their dynamics are switched when something bad happens to one of them, and just overall, it was just, you felt like you were there. No, you felt the heat and that atmosphere of like it was I don't know how to explain it, but it was just so great. And I love the music in the movie. They had two different types of music in the movie. The whole scene where they did the history of music, oh, that was
That
great.
was cool. That was probably my favorite scene of the whole movie.
Yeah,
That was amazing, honestly, how they
yeah,
did that. So yeah, that kudos to them for that one.
yeah. And I did the scares were pretty great too. I did do a full review of this movie, so if you want to, I'll put a little link in there so you guys can go watch my full review and my breakdown of the movie. I do have one of those here on the channel. So yeah,
Okay.
that's our number two.
All right.
So what is your number two?
Superman.
Superman. Okay. Yeah, I knew you liked Superman way more than I
I
did.
did. I really liked Superman. I've been waiting for this movie to come out for so long. It feels like,
Yes.
but I cried during the trailer of it.
Hmm.
Every time I heard that guitar playing that music, it just made me bawl. Even to this day, I could probably still watch that trailer and probably still cry whenever I hear it. I don't know what it is about that, but it really hits me. But no, I love this Superman. I love
Hmm.
James Gunn. He is my favorite director. I'll go ahead and put that on record. He
Yeah.
is amazing. And I knew he was going to come through with it. I see his vision. And so yeah, it by far. I mean, it was a tough one to put it even at number 2. I thought about putting it at number 1, but my number 1 is just a little bit better.
Okay. Yeah. Number Superman was I have it on my number three. It was going back and forth between my one, two, and three. I just kept changing it over and over again. But you know what though? This is a comic book movie. This is like the essence of a comic book movie. You mean you had a lot of the different like characters that are all part of the DC universe. I don't feel like it felt overwhelming with a lot of superheroes. I kind of understood why they were there and what their
Yep,
purpose was.
me too.
And this is a universe, or yeah, so this is a world where superheroes aren't quite looked at fondly. So I kind of like that little aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I like David Cornsweet as Superman. He did an amazing
I
job.
do too. He's my favorite Superman right now.
Yeah,
I think well, besides of course
Christopher
Christopher
Reeve.
Reeves. Like he is Superman. I don't you can't fight me on that one.
Yeah, and I think he did a great job too. Because I know, like the other Superman, you got Henry Cavill, Brendan Ruth, the guy from Superman and Lois. You have the guy from Smallville. But I don't know; those guys all did great interpretations of Superman, and they did different versions of Christopher Reeve's Superman. And like Henry Cavill was more of a brooding Superman, more angsty, more and it just lost a lot of people that are Snyder fans. But I mean, I did. Don't get me wrong, I did like Man of Steel, not as much, but this Superman, I don't know. I see this more hopeful, more fun universe.
That's the thing. This was a more hopeful version of Superman. And when I think of Superman, I think of hope. that is
Yes.
what he embodies, right? I mean,
Yep.
so this brought that hope to me. And so and of course crypto. Come on,
Oh
you
yes.
can't you gotta have crypto there. That was amazing. And the whole fact that, crypto is based off of James Gunn's
Red's dog.
dog. I love it. So
Yeah, and of course, you have Guy Gardner played by Nathan Fillion, did an amazing job in the movie,
he did.
and then like Nick Holt, who did Lex Luthor, he also did an amazing job in the movie.
Yes. Oh, he was such a great actor. He did such a great job. I can't wait to see him in the next thing.
Yeah, oh yeah, he was great as just being that villain who thinks he's doing the right thing. He has his idea like I got to do this to save the world, and he is just like calculating. He's calculating everything. He's planning everything ahead. He,
F2, F3,
yeah, oh yeah.
C3.
And if you don't understand that joke, you'll understand the movie. If you've seen the movie, you'll understand that. But yeah, that movie, I don't know, I just loved it all.
Me too.
And that's why it's so much higher on my list. Actually, it's number 3 on my list and so much higher on your list.
Yeah, number 2 on mine.
And I do have a review of this one where me and one of my friends, Gabe, we did break down our whole thoughts on this movie. So if you're at my sitting down for an hour and a half as we talk about this movie, there is a video out there on my channel.
Obviously.
I'll make sure to link to it here too.
We've talked a lot about it already.
Yes.
Just this video, you can only imagine he has so much more to say about it. It was really, it's a really good discussion between him and his friends. So that was definitely recommend watching that one.
All right, so now to my number 1. And I think we all agree it was Megan 2.0. I think we all agree with that.
No way. No way.
So, are you sure? My number 1 is Megan 2.0.
No, I don't think that's what I see right there. Nope.
All right, and our number 1, and I'm pretty sure we have the same one.
I think so.
It is Thunderbolts. Yes.
By far the best movie of the year, in my opinion, and obviously yours.
This is one of my favorites. I can see myself rewatching this, and when I put my favorite number 1, it may not be the best movie that came out that year, but it's a movie that I don't mind rewatching.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where Thunderbolts lies. I love the message the movie had.
Me too.
The whole movie about depression and anxiety and stuff like that. I really, really love that. I love
how it takes over, him, and then he has to learn how to fight it, and then his friends come in and help, and it really just speaks to that whole feeling of like, don't ever be alone whenever you're feeling down or upset. Bring your friends in, they'll help you. It just, everything about it was good.
Exactly, and that's why it just hit a raw emotion with me, and that's why it was just such a it hit all the keys.
It did.
It boom, 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 and I'm like, man, heartstrings are being pulled. I mean, you're feeling for these characters. Here are all D-list characters in the Marvel universe, and they really rose to the top.
They did.
Yeah. Anything else you want to bring up about the movie, or anything you disliked? Or maybe no.
Well, I mean, they used a lot of those airbags. I told you that.
Yes.
Cars are just flipping over all the time. I'm like, okay, we got more airbags where the car's flipping over again.
Yeah.
But again, it's Marvel. You expect that.
Yes.
This is the Marvel type of movie I like. I like it when there's a heart and soul in the movie and there's a message in the movie. And this definitely carried that message. And I've already watched it, I think, 3 times.
Yeah. I haven't seen it much for the first time. I know I've watched it maybe twice already. But yeah, so I mean, I'll probably watch this again before Doomsday because this has a tie into Doomsday. But I know, like for an Avengers movie, spoilers, and for a movie that is just like classic Marvel Studios type of movie, I felt that, and that's why this is actually number 1 on my list.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, so that is our top 10. I will reread through my top 10 really quick so you guys can have that on the screen, and then Tasha will read through hers. All right, so my 10 were: number 10, I had Final Destination Bloodlines. Number 9, I had Good Boy. Number 8, I had Fantastic Four. Number 7, I had How to Train Your Dragon. Number 6, Predator Badlands. Number 5, A Long Walk. Number 4, Weapons. 3, Superman. 2, Sinners, and 1, Thunderbolts.
And my top 10, it's funny because our number 10 and our number 1 were the same.
Yes, they were.
That's funny. So my top 10 were number 10, Final Destination. Number 9, Predator Badlands. Number 8, The Long Walk. Number 7, The Fantastic Four. Number 6, Wicked for Good. Number 5, The Life of Chuck. Number 4, How to Train Your Dragon. Number 3, Avatar Fire and Ash. Number 2, Superman. And number 1, Thunderbolts.
There you go. And that is our top 10 list. Any final thoughts for anybody? Any final thoughts on your list or anything?
Get out there and see movies in the movie theater. It makes a big difference. Don't just watch them at
Yes.
home. It's so much more fun to go to the theater and see it with a community. That's the way movies are
Mhm.
supposed to be watched. So please, if you can, I know it's expensive, but try to make it out to the theater a couple times or at least once this year to see a movie, whatever movie it is,
Yeah.
Doomsday, whatever, because it's worth it. Yeah, I love going to the movies and I love going to the movies
Yeah.
with you.
I know the going to movies with you too, and we love going to the movies to go see there's a lot of out there like secret movies screenings at a lot of theaters. Check those out.
Yeah.
You'll see movies you never thought you would like, and I'm hopefully next year. Like I think on this list,
Didn't we see
none of
was the
these.
Life of Chuck?
Life of Chuck was a mystery movie,
Yeah.
but none of these actually were mystery movies. I look at the list, but no, guys, I want to let everybody know. Thank you for joining us, and we talk about our 10 favorite movies that we saw this past year. And I want to know your list. What were your top 10 favorite movies? Is your list different than ours? Let us know in the comment section down below. And until next time, I'm JD.
I'm Tasha.
And remember to hit the like, subscribe, and the notification bell. That way you're notified every time a new video is posted. Until next time, bye guys.
See you later.
That concludes a Figgy Pop transmission.
All right, so I'll go with my number 5,
Mhm.
which was A Long Walk.
Oh.
Oh.
That's funny.
Oh my goodness, my love.
Not a good actor. Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. Ready? Zen. All right. So we're going to my number 5, which is A Long Walk. And this is on your list too? I'll just keep it in there where we started. We did the first part of it.
Yes, it is. Sorry, I got the giggles. Okay.
Sorry, Holly. A lot
I
longer
don't know
than that.
why. I got the giggles. Okay.
All right. So